Last night on Race for the Bomb.
Watch your fingers.
Interesting.
And suddenly, it stopped.
Well, it would be nice if it worked before the war ends.
My God.
They've gone crazy.
What will be the target?
Get away with this, General. Our petition is for the president. I've got 67 scientists who are against using that thing.
I noticed Heller didn't sign.
What difference does that make?
Or Fermi, or Oppie, or Beck.
You have no right to block that document.
I didn't block it. Classified. Classified material has to travel by escort. Unfortunately, I don't have any at the time.
You can't drop that thing without giving Japan a chance to surrender.
You know, for a so-called genius, you talk like an idiot. Do you know what happened at Potsdam?
I know what didn't. Truman didn't make any effort to negotiate a peace.
Truman told Stalin that he had an explosive more powerful than any in the world.
Diplomacy in action.
Stalin didn't even blink an eye. Like he knew about it all the time. Now, what does that mean, Chillard?
Probably Stalin has his...
You make me sick. You just make me sick.
Deliver that petition, Rose!
So? No demonstration.
Why not?
None of us wants this, Edward, but we all believe that only an unprecedented catastrophe will allow the Japanese a pretext to surrender without losing
A
face.
fireball high over Tokyo Bay would accomplish the same thing.
I disagree. It's technically risky and politically uncertain.
You're a politician now, are you, Robert?
Hey, it's not only Oppie. It's all of us, Edward.
Then all of you are wrong. Leo Szilard is right.
So off you go to sign Leo's famous petition, huh? Is that it? 6 years of work? Have you really thought this thing through? Stalin's armies are going to go marching into China and Korea and Japan. We give him half the Orient? We built the goddamn thing! And now the scientists come up with a petition and suddenly their hands are clean. Well, that's just wonderful. You know, I really wonder what an anti-communist like you is doing with a petition like that in his pocket.
Hey, Tibbetts. Another reconnaissance flight over Japan tonight. Huh?
Yeah.
Excuse me, Colonel. We're saying a special prayer for you tonight.
Good.
That's a big hello to the Emperor of the Rising Sun.
Telling me that little box is all the explosive you need to power the bomb?
That's right, you got it.
That's unbelievable.
Almighty God, we pray to Thee that the end of this deadly war may come soon, and that once more we know peace on earth. Protect your children on their perilous missions, and give them the strength to do Thy will. Bring to our enemies your terrible swift sword. Amen.
How's it going?
Okay. Hold this a minute, will you?
Hey, Deke. What's that?
The heart of it. There's a cannon inside here that sends this little shell of uranium into another chunk of uranium. When the two of them collide, critical mass. Explosion. Get it?
No.
It's too bad. It's superb physics.
Will it work?
Yep.
Pilot crew, shoreline coming up. Pilot bombardier, you got it. Bombardier's got it. Bombay door is open. Open. Pilot, come right. Come right. Okay, steady there. Lots away. Get out of here.
It worked. Congratulations, Enrico.
He did it!
Everyone, great work.
Congratulations, Robert. Congratulations, Enrico. He did it.
The White House has just announced that a new secret weapon of immense destructiveness has been dropped on the Japanese city of Hiroshima. Enemy casualties are reported to be enormous. The President has demanded that Japan surrender immediately or be utterly destroyed. We repeat our news bulletin.
Come on, Doctor, join the party. We got the steps.
have dropped a second one.
There are people in Italy who consider Enrico a criminal.
I'm a scientist. I work on the atom.
The bomb was bound to exist
Well,
someday.
Robert, we made it through.
Yeah, we've done enough.
The Russians will repeat our research and come up with the same results. If we hadn't dropped the bomb, it might have been different. As it is, they know. They will want, and they will get. We've got to stay ahead.
We built this weapon to end the war, Edward. It's over. And I'm not really interested in seeing a hydrogen bomb crack the planet in half.
No, Enrico.
Whatever you're planning, Edward, it will have to happen without me. I'm going back to teaching.
And you?
If you're going thermonuclear, Edward, you're going by yourself.
Come on, Mitzi, let's dance!
Hiroshima can be justified, but Nagasaki was a crime. We're all accomplices.
We'd better get back to our lads in England before they kick us out here.
Or home to Germany?
It depends what kind of Germany we're preparing.
Yeah. Did you know the American army is bringing in German rocket specialists? Most of them are Nazis.
Imagine this country turning fascist with sole control of the bomb. Just think. Such a disaster.
$26, $27.
Why are we going on with this?
28.
The war has been over for 2 weeks.
Not for the generals, 29.
Makes me sick. We're moving into mass production on the bomb when people are still dying from the first one.
Hey, let's spend 1 day, 1 hour, maybe 5 minutes and not mention Hiroshima. You think you could do that, Frisch? Can we please try to do that? Hey, Lewis. Get away from me. Lewis, don't touch it.
Lewis? Don't move.
exactly where you were, Mike?
Yeah.
You should be okay. Charlie, you're okay. Oh, no problem, Otto.
What about you? Mike, the medics, quick!
Why bother? What the hell can medics do? Calculate 3 weeks. What do you think?
Notes on the results of Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
I don't think we should talk.
This is such nonsense. Why should anyone suspect me?
Okay, okay. I hate those goddamn pigeons. When would be the next delivery?
Of what?
They want to know more about Teller's idea. The super bomb.
Tell Moscow that I've done all I can do. The Americans will be sending me back to England. The British won't get American secrets now that the war's over. There was an accident.
What?
Someone's going to die of radiation sickness. The military's going to cover it up.
What are you doing? Hey, some money for you, comrade.
I never did this for money. This you threw in my car one day. Every dollar's there.
What really excites me is getting back to my students.
Scientists are like salmon. They always return to where they were spawned.
When do you have to be in Chicago?
The Chicago house.
Oh, be careful with that.
Piano, piano. And Rico and I are going on a vacation somewhere warm.
Edward and I will be the only ones left.
But why are you staying?
Oppenheimer is leaving, so Edward might get his job.
It's, nothing is certain.
I think Bradbury is the best man to replace Oppie. He's a good administrator. He's got an overview. Look, Ed, we want you to stay and head up the theoretical physics department.
To work on what?
Come on, Ed. Don't keep going on about the super. The A-bomb's worked. Let's improve it and move into mass production.
Congratulations, Bradbury.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to working with you, Edward.
Morning.
The A-bomb's obsolete once the Russians get it.
Don't worry about the commies. They can't even build a Jeep.
General, if you want an atomic assembly line, then all you need is a good foreman, not me.
This country's been darn good to you, Teller. Don't turn your back on her when she needs you.
All she needs is a weapon that will make her safe for 100 years.
Goodbye. We're getting the hell out of here. Goodbye.
Take care of yourself. Right soon.
Take care of yourself.
Bye, Rose.
Bye.
Ciao, Rose. Mwah.
Bye, Edward.
Bye.
Now, don't you work too hard. Oh.
Mein Gott.
How are you feeling, Louis?
Top shape.
Yes, good. You do look better.
Yeah.
I guess the cold air will do you some good.
What I need is a little Winnipeg snow, huh?
So, you're going back to Canada, huh?
How's your kids, Mitzi?
Losing a few friends.
Huh?
Go on, go and play.
Well,
Well, I came to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Well, let's go. The barbershop will be closed.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
goodbye.
We're leaving, Mitzi.
He's got only a few days left.
Imagine what it is like in Hiroshima.
Yes.
Have a safe trip.
Goodbye.
Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao.
Laura.
Take care. And you.
Write to me soon, yeah?
Ciao, Mitzi. Ciao.
Ciao, Laura.
Please? Can you get me Dr. Oppenheimer's autograph?
Autograph?
Please?
I'll try.
Okay.
Excuse me, please.
What's your business?
No, I work here.
Oh, I see. All right.
Doing a radio broadcast. Yes, and you are?
Leo Szilard.
Uh-huh. How do you spell that?
S-E-I-L-A-R-D.
Oh, I can't see it here. He needs the... Well, I'm sorry. I just can't do it.
Hello.
Mr. Strauss.
Yes.
Goodbye. Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
Dr. Oppenheimer will see you after his interview.
Thank you. Dr. Zillard. We met in 1939. You were looking to rent a ram of radio.
Oh, yes. Yes, of course. Strauss.
Strauss, yes.
You're in Washington now?
Yes, I am.
I'm sorry, Dr. Lizard, but I can't see your name on Dr. Oppenheimer's schedule, and I'm afraid that...
But this is the man here who started everything. When Dr. Zillard pays a visit to your guru should clear his schedule.
Oh.
Why don't we meet Oppie together? I'm sure we share the same ideas.
Yes, well, I'm going to ask Dr. Oppenheimer to support our aerial surveillance of Russia.
What? Why the surveillance?
Leo, I'm sure that you know.
Chain a dog behind the fence, and he becomes a wolf.
And you think that the Russians are lambs. Listen, why don't you give Dr. Zillard my appointment, and I'll have my office call next week and make another one for me.
Sir?
Leo, it's been a pleasure seeing you. Good luck.
Goodbye, Mr. Strauss.
And it's to suppress this feeling of guilt that you work so actively for international control of the atom?
A race for nuclear weapons would bring a terrifying menace to bear over the whole of humanity. It's absolutely essential that we come to some sort of agreement with the powers that are capable of producing these weapons. There are discussions right now underway at the UN with a view to banning atomic weapons altogether. I think the Russians will understand and appeal for reason.
We have to stop it. The atom must be controlled by a civilian commission.
You do that by playing politics, Leo, and that's hardball.
No, Robert. Congress and the president must realize that leaving the atom in the hands of the military would be very dangerous.
Look, I don't have the time or the energy to mount a public campaign. Besides, if I started shooting my mouth off on street corners, every door that I've managed to open in Washington would be slammed in my face. Listen, Leo. Somebody's got to take control of the atom. People have to know that somebody's got control.
But not this, not the military.
It's better to have a bad law than no law at all.
Get this.
Atomic Scientist of Chicago.
Yeah, this is Mike Lewis, New York Times. Can I talk to Dr. Zillett?
Dr. Zillett's in a meeting. Can you tell me what it's about?
Yeah, I need some background material on the talks with the Russians.
That's good. Get 500 copies right now.
Duplicator's broken again.
Ask one of the students. See if someone can moonlight some copies on a school machine. Burglarize the registrar's office or something.
Okay.
Dr. Zillett, AP wants a story for the New York Times. They want a background on the Soviet talks.
They want an explosion on the front page? They'll have it. Tell them I'll call back.
Okay.
You see? America is listening.
Reminds me of the old days at university. But you were never this organized.
I was never this scared.
Nerves, Leo, nerves.
The May Johnson bill? If it passes, we'll never get atomic energy away from the military.
Yes, I know.
And you're still working on your hydrogen bomb. Aren't you? Your super bomb? It's no secret. Everyone knows. Edward Teller opposed to military control of the atom. Meanwhile, he's working with hydrogen, waiting for a military invitation.
I have a right to research whatever I choose. Don't talk to me like I am your enemy. The bomb is reality, Leo. America has it. Russia not yet. I'm only working to keep it that way.
But the Russians are prepared to negotiate.
Negotiate with Stalin?
My son was a Marine in the Pacific. He's alive today because the Air Force used the bomb.
That's right. Thousands of people.
What about that? We invited the Russians and what happened? They came. Then they break off the talks.
You can't sweat those crumbs.
Refuse to do army work. Don't let this university be turned into a military laboratory.
Are you saying we should lose our jobs? Because if you are, I say to hell with you. Go back to Russia.
If a sergeant shows me how I should hold the gun, I listen. But do I listen when he tells me that 3 times 3 is 8?
Oh, yeah? You don't like the military?
You have all met sergeants. So, when the generals tell me they need an atomic weapon, I listen. But when they tell me and my colleagues that they know better than the American public how and where that weapon should be used, I say, stay in your barracks. Please, send your letters. Send your telegrams to Washington. There should be some news by now.
Have you ever considered you're a hypocrite?
No.
Would you care to think about why I might consider you a hypocrite?
All right. I'm considering.
You suggest that workers give up their jobs rather than work on military contracts.
That was a mistake. I shouldn't have said that.
Shouldn't have said it or didn't mean it. You work at the university, Leo. You continue in physics.
My work has nothing to do with the military. Nothing.
Are you sure? Can you say that without reservation, without doubt, Leo Zillard is squeaky clean?
What's your point?
You understand my point very well.
I'm a physicist. What would you have me do?
I would have you consider. Oh.
Hello? Edward?
May Johnson's been shelved, bogged down with telegrams and letters. They've decided to set up a civilian agency called the Atomic Energy Commission.
Who will they put on this commission?
I don't know.
Commission?
Truman has his favorites, but it's civilian, Leo. 100% civilian. There will be an advisory committee, all scientists.
I don't suppose they'd be much interested in me. But you?
Not possible. Oppenheimer will be on it. Congratulations, Leo. You did it the right way.
What's he saying?
What?
What's he saying?
We won.
Huh?
I go to take a bath.
Yes, hello.
Tell her, Strasser. The Russians have their A-bomb.
What?
I say the Russians have their A-bomb. I just received a report. Dust particles over Siberia are radioactive.
Damn.
Yeah, we did it for 4 years while Russia goes to work. They'll automatically go to the next stage now, the H. Can we meet tomorrow morning?
Of course.
With LeMay, we must now coordinate our efforts.
What time?
10 a.m. Strategic Air Command.
I want to see Oppenheimer's face. That is one face I want to see. Ever since they stuck that dimwit and his pointy-headed scientist friends as advisors on the Atomic Energy Commission, that son of a bitch has blocked damn near every military use of the atom.
He has managed to hold up bomb production considerably.
Luckily, the commies moved into Czechoslovakia. Thank you, commies, for blockading Berlin. I managed to get 400 bombs into the warehouse because of those little parties.
Doctor?
Thank God for this. We're looking at American bombs now, Strauss. President is steamed, and we are looking at bombs. Strategic bomber. Revolutionize the art of war. We got them in the air day and night. Everyone with A-bombs on board. You give me a war, it'll be settled in a few minutes. Well, at least by dinner. I tell you, there's a lot of interest in your new super bomb. Tell her, what do you call it?
Hydrogen, General.
Hydrogen. The advantage of your new gadget is it solves the problem of accuracy. Miss the target, degree here, degree there. You gotta flatten everything anyway. And I like that. I like it a lot. So we'll get you your money for your hydrogen bombs. Tell her all you need. You'll make the little lady at Los Alamos. When it's made, be in the air 24 hours a day. Battleship USA. Safe, day and night, forever.
And I must make it clear that this inquiry concerns every scientist working on the British atomic program, including the most important, like yourself.
So, the Russians explode their A-bombs. And the best you can think is to start an inquiry. Is it not possible that the Russians understand a little amount of physics on their own?
This is only routine, Dr. Fawkes.
Ask away. As long as you don't ask me anything about classified material, I have nothing to hide.
The bunny! Where did the bunny go, huh? Did you see the bunny? Ah, how about you? Bunny, bunny! How about you? Where's the bunny? Bunny rabbit, where are you? Bunny rabbit, where are you? Bunny rabbit, where are you? There you are. Bunny rabbit, huh?
What did the commission decide?
They've decided to increase the production of A-bombs, but not your H.
But why?
It was a difficult decision, but...
Oppenheimer.
Politics make me ill.
What difference between 10 A-bombs and 1 H?
That wasn't the point. If we develop H, the Russians will develop it. If we
The
don't...
Russians will!
Not necessarily. We need imagination.
You're naive, Enrico.
We want to have more fun. Please, thank
The commission did the right thing. I'm sorry for Edward, but it was morally right.
What are you talking about, morally right? Do you think the Soviets allow their scientists to dictate morals?
Mitzi, if the Soviet scientists care...
You don't know communism. I was in Hungary. What Soviet scientists think or don't think makes no difference at all.
Let's speak in English or French.
English.
I would like to avoid the hydrogen.
If the Americans do it, we will be forced to do it. Like the A-bomb.
What if America does not do it?
Then why would we make such a thing?
To protect our country.
Well, the problem is with us. We have our duty. But now we risk the end of humanity.
Что вы сказали? Говорите по-русски.
Ah, comrades, we are taking the opportunity to practice English.
Comrade Sakharov, you have a visitor from Moscow. Comrade Marshall, have worked for you.
Hydrogen.
About it.
Why do your friends want to betray you, Klaus?
What?
They wanted us to notice you. To sabotage the talks between the United States and the United Kingdom.
What are you talking about?
You do know that they are proposing a new pact on atomic cooperation. I don't care much for swans myself. Arrogant birds, always looking down their noses.
But they are solitary and so beautiful.
Maybe. I much prefer ducks and pigeons. Sparrows especially.
The feathered proletariat. You're a man of the people, Jim.
I've come to know you in our little chats together. You're a man of conviction, capable of great loyalty, Klaus. I respect that.
My father always told me. My father was a parson, you know.
Yes?
A man must always discover for himself where the truth lies. And then he must follow it, whatever the consequences. He did that. And he suffered under the Nazis because of it. He survived the camps. He lives in East Germany now. Teaches theology. Me, I passed the war out of harm's way in America, in England. Here I am still, comfortable.
But during the war, you were true to yourself. Russia was our ally. Well, if you don't want to talk about it, it's true.
Do you really want to understand why I did it?
Yes, Klaus. Very much.
I'm tired of these secrets. Why should the truth be a secret? I could not let the Americans control the bomb. I could not live in a world with one power, where one power could impose its will on all of humanity. That is the world that Hitler wanted. I wanted a balance of power. I achieved a balance of power.
Sir, Russians have the A-bomb. Los Alamos traitor, Fuchs. War cabinet meeting. They're all like that, General.
Lord love that commie Krauts.
Yes, and that's what the story was.
At first, I didn't believe the story. Fuchs was our friend. He used to babysit at Los Alamos.
Yes, well, I'd take it easy with that friend's business if I were you.
Yes,
two
sir.
bourbon.
He talked directly
Right away, sir.
He had access to everything. He knows hydrogen, Mr. Strauss. The Russians must have it all.
Yes, we can assume that. It's a whole new ballgame, Dr. Teller. We have no choice, but...
Here you are, sir.
The president wants green lights on the H-bomb.
And the AEC, Oppenheimer, and the others?
Now, listen.
There's a hick senator named McCarthy who's making a lot of noises about communists in almost every Washington closet. He's a big joke, but he's gaining an audience, even in Congress. Now, the way you get things done in Washington is you hit the soft spots. The soft spot I want you to hit is the Atomic Congressional Committee. I'll make the arrangements.
Yeah. Splitting, or fission, is fundamentally different from fusion or joining. Uranium atoms split, but hydrogen atoms join together to make one atom of helium. Like the positive poles of a magnet, the protons, positive charge, repel each other. To overcome that, to fuse atoms that naturally repel each other, we need heat. The hotter we make it, the faster and harder the atoms hit each other. Eventually, they will fuse.
What kind of heat are we talking about?
It's about 200 million degrees.
I used to be an arc welder when I was a boy. The hottest thing in the world is the heat from the arc, and that's about 10,000 degrees. The next thing they'll be trying to do is sell us the Brooklyn Bridge.
You're right, Congressman. 200 million degrees is not possible without an atomic explosion first. To make our fire, we need a match first. Fission of plutonium, which gives us nearly 100 million degrees. Then we have the kindling. Tritium, hydrogen isotope, gives us another 100 million degrees. And then, of course, our logs. H2, heavy hydrogen.
And then?
And then, boom.
What kind of boom are you talking about? 3 times Hiroshima? 4 times? 10 times? Maybe 50 times Hiroshima. Don't tell me 100 times.
1,000 times as powerful.
What?
In fact, unlike the fission bomb, there is no practical limit to its size.
And you got that on the drawing board right now?
We're getting there.
I hope you're not suggesting that we're going to use this weapon.
No, no, no. It's a weapon that will never have to be used. It will render war impossible. The H-bomb, gentlemen, it's a weapon of peace.
If it became necessary, I say we'd have peace. More than anything. I don't think you can draw them out.
The rifle my old granddaddy used to fight the engines is still hanging over my fireplace, loaded and ready. And I want America loaded and ready. This man is a goddamn saint.
Leo, there.
Oh,
wait, he's biting my finger, wait.
You, my little sweetheart, don't be afraid. Your friend Fuchs has been a big help to you with his diplomacy.
Diplomacy? Tell me, Leo, how do you balance repression and freedom?
On a scale of terror?
Please, Leo, put it in its cage.
Oh, excuse me, I told you. Biology is an adventure.
Please stand by.
So you are to become the
An important
Oppenheimer of
announcement from the Oval
thermonuclear?
Office of the White
Quite a
House.
challenge.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
My fellow Americans, I have asked the Atomic Energy Commission to start research on all forms of nuclear armaments, including the H-bomb. The essential objective of our research will be peace and the security of America.
Now, this is a very important number. See, over here, what we have to do is we have to coordinate these.
Dan Ulam may be the fastest brain in the West. He's got no chance against our machine.
Nigdy nie będzie chodziło. Zobaczysz.
Come on, hurry up.
Okay, the next one.
Let's get out of here.
Coming.
Not again.
A burnout in one of the circuits. We don't know which one yet.
There are 19,000 possibilities.
Could take a few hours or a few days.
Or a few weeks. Useless pile of junk.
Don't go bashing out my robot, Edward. It gives him a headache.
What on earth good is it if it goes into a coma every other day?
It doesn't matter anyway. We've been on the wrong track for months.
What?
I've just finished my analysis. Your scheme is wrong. We'll never achieve thermonuclear fusion. These figures prove it. I'm so sorry, Edward.
6 months ago, you told me that we had an even chance for success. And now that everybody is against me, you changed your mind.
6 months ago, I was wrong. Today I was right.
I don't believe it.
So, run this through von Neumann's mechanical brain when it wakes up. Yell at it! Yell at it now! Get it over with! I'm through with you.
I want all these posters taken down now.
Yes, sir.
So? Von Neumann's working with junk, Bradbury. He's designed a new computer. Where is it?
The funds are still frozen.
Advance me the funds.
Impossible. A-bombs remain the priority. Miniaturizing them is phase 2.
What am I doing here, damn it? I was told full speed ahead to H-bomb.
I cannot control Washington infighting, Teller.
But I was told.
I do not control Washington.
No. Oppenheimer and that waffling Fermi and the AEC control Washington. Who the hell elected them? Who? Miniaturizing A-bombs is evil, Bradbury. It's criminal. Miniature A-bombs will be tactical weapons, and some idiot general will use them. Is your chair comfortable, Bradbury? Do you have a good view of the end of the world?
The bomb frightens people. It frightens them.
What's Daddy done, Mommy?
Nothing. Give up, Edward.
Is that an order? Scientists who are paid to work on the atom have no right to claim morals. They have no right to publish nonsense about it.
Who cares? Why do you care?
I've started something that...
I don't care what you've started. You're throwing everything away for something that isn't happening. And I mean everything. Who appointed you a one-man army against communism? You don't see the children. You don't play the piano. You've lost half your friends. And I've lost half my friends. For what? Is there room for me in your formula? I'll do that this afternoon.
You think I should quit? Mitzi? Should I quit?
The growing tensions between the USSR and the United States has generated concern in the capitals of Europe. Anti-nuclear activists have gathered in Stockholm to make a solemn appeal for world peace. The French government has just relieved Nobel Prize winner Frédéric Joliot of his post as head of the French atomic program. Nevertheless, Joliot's Stockholm appeal is not a cry from the wilderness. Other pioneers of the atomic bomb are actively campaigning to have it banned. Danish physicist Niels Bohr has written an open letter to the United Nations urging the lifting of atomic secrecy and the creation of a world government. World-renowned physicist Albert Einstein has written a letter to President Truman, entreating him to abandon all research on the superbomb. As for Robert
You've made progress.
Known as
I've been practicing a lot.
Oh, I'm not talking about your piano. I'm talking about you.
The Atomic Energy
It's such a relief to see that you are free of that.
But it is well known that he is opposed to the H bomb. The international nuclear debate was given new impetus by the arrest in England 6 months ago of atomic spy Klaus Fuchs. Fuchs' arrest followed the arrests in America of Soviet agents Harry Gold, former Los Alamos worker Daniel Greenglass, and his brother-in-law Julius Rosenberg. All three are now accused of having been Fuchs' accomplices.
To continue our debate, gentlemen, what is the risk that the Soviets will develop an H-bomb of their own?
Mitzi! It's Leo and Beta.
The best way to answer your question is that we don't know if the Russians are working on it. But what we know is that if we make one, they will too.
And leaving the door open, therefore, to the extermination of all humanity.
The history of the world tells us that we always end up using the weapons that we create. So the cannon and the machine gun were thought to be too terrible to be used when they were invented.
Get everything, boys.
Perhaps we didn't.
What's going on? FBI.
Who do you guys think you are? It's a free country.
Russia had of America at that time. At that time, it has become worse. Has it ever occurred to you that Russia has every reason to be afraid of us? Which country has put arrays of military bases around Germany? Which one regularly violates others' airspace?
We have a news flash, ladies and gentlemen, from Seoul, Korea. North Korean troops today crossed the 38th parallel separating the two Koreas. White House sources have confirmed a communist invasion. I repeat, North Korean troops today crossed the 38th parallel separating the two Koreas. White House sources have confirmed a communist invasion. I return you now to our main studios in New York.
This is Hal Huntley in New York.
You kids, you're against H-bombs, atomic bombs, your country's rights. But did you ever stop to think for 1 second that if America had a bigger bomb, the Russians never would have allowed their allies to invade South Korea today? Huh?
What are we missing, Stan?
I do numbers. You have to give me numbers that work. That's all.
Don't be glib. We don't have the time.
You surround the isotopes with liquid hydrogen to keep the temperature down. You're fine so far. It's a time factor you've got to worry about.
I'm aware of that.
Here we are.
Here we are. Your bomb doesn't work. Ulam was right.
I know he's right.
Why don't we throw that machine out and wire up his hand? At least he takes up less room.
Back to pure theory. Quite elementary, probably.
Probably. Hands! At last! It took a war in Korea to make up your mind to work with me.
Yes, but I warn you, Edward. I don't want to be here. My heart isn't in it. And I sincerely hope your bomb's a failure. But I couldn't stand the thought of how stupid you would be without me. So, let's crack this enigma.
That's it.
Critical masses.
Yes.
The atom splits. Do you have to reprove it every night?
It's the pressure.
Temperature and the pressure. Okay? That's part of it. I don't know where this is going. It's sure as hell going somewhere. You figure it out. Your kid's crying.
Hmm? Yeah.
And those are the conclusions of my research to this date. They will be published shortly. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, the super bomb has been criticized by the preceding speaker, according to whom we are getting nowhere and spending money for nothing. An idea I'd have expected Dr. Bradbury to challenge. I demand the right to respond.
Oh, brother.
Pass.
Dr. Teller, thermonuclear fusion is not on our agenda. There is no provision in this meeting for you to intervene.
Gentlemen, please listen. What has happened to curiosity?
Dr. Teller, please return to your seat.
Take a look at this.
Now, Hans, watch this.
How long are you staying this time?
Well, I thought I might stay long enough to give the hospital switchboard in Denver a rest. Last week you hit 10 calls a day.
I was thinking about you.
And now?
Bacteria.
How flattering.
We should get married. I decided a couple of weeks ago. I decided a long time ago, actually, but it makes more sense now. You're responsible for me leaving the atom and spending my life looking through this thing at rat's liver.
Leon, I have never had so much as a microcosm of influence on your life.
Well, I say you have. And I like the sound of it. And furthermore, it means you have some responsibility for looking after me when I'm blind. In my old age.
Would we have a honeymoon?
The final and critical reason for marriage. The honeymoon.
Mm-hmm.
What about Nevada? I have to go there. And I still don't drive. You'll have your honeymoon.
Whenever we find a husband, this is Enrico, 1, 2.
but you know.
Having a good time, Enrico. Hey, Hans, how are you doing?
Ernest.
Thank you.
And I won.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hurry up, Gertrude. We'll be late.
Oh, you call this a honeymoon?
Hello, rodents. Wake up.
Leo, I don't want to meet these people.
Mitzi and Edward thought a little party would be nice.
With Fermi, Lawrence, and Hans Beta, Leo, all of these are the gods of America.
Hardly. Tarnished heroes, perhaps. All of whom want to see the new Mrs. Zillard.
Don't call me that.
Mrs. Zillard.
Ernest Lawrence, Mrs. Zillard.
Pleased to meet you. Leo.
Congratulations, Leo.
Good to see you again. At last.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention,
Good to see you,
please?
Leo.
The Reno-Las Vegas flight was canceled for the morning, so we knew we were in for an atomic test. I've just been informed the flash has been seen, so the bang will be here in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. We like to mark these little occasions with a special cocktail, the Atomic Blaster. Okay, boys, hit it.
Don't worry. They won't test our age in the desert.
There won't be enough desert left. Or anything alive in what is left. I've been collecting samples, Edward. They're in my car.
Leo, if all the fallout from all the tests so far were to fall on one state, you get less radiation than from your phosphorescent wristwatch in a year.
If we are finding such significant traces in animals, think of milk and meat. Think of children who eat that.
It's a nuclear age, Leo. We have to live with it. I mean, look around you. Look at these people. They're not frightened.
I'm glad you're working on it, Leo. Sounds interesting.
Well, I propose the toast to Leo and Rudy.
With atomic cocktails, I don't think they will like that.
Okay, Charlie, let's hear it. Okay, everybody, let's go.
How far away are you from your test?
There are still a few bugs. We're testing some immobile devices in the Pacific first to verify fusion before we actually test the bomb.
Deuterium and tritium. Your fusion will happen. One has to keep up if one is going to fight, Edward.
You would have done this much faster than I.
No. It was your dream, Edward. Your dream. But I hope you wake up before your megaton, your 500 times Hiroshima, goes off. It's not right.
Broken this time. Keeps the insurance companies in business.
had wandered for 40 years in the desert, God would only allow Moses to see the promised land from afar, but not to enter it. Looks like it's a big boy, huh? I was sure we had it right. With this great experiment, scientists have finally rendered all war impossible. The world will simply have to learn to be wiser.
Better in the Pacific.
Watch your step, sir.
Well? We vaporized Seattle, Edward. Wiped it off the map. The fireball was almost 4 miles wide.
Fusion. We did it. The sun on Earth.
People were terrified. Even those who've seen the biggest A-bomb tests were afraid.
Charlie, I need a ride in with you.
Bradbury asked us all to keep our mouths shut.
What was the strength?
10 megatons. Twice what we predicted. 700 times Hiroshima. Don't you think we should stop all this?
I intend to complete whatever program Washington decides to set.
Now we know fusion is possible. Why don't we stick to that? Surely took up the Pentagon knows when enough is enough.
It's up to them. I'm a scientist. I'm not a politician.
And you're not an exterminator either.
It's not that difficult to understand. Number 4 air sample is clearly thermonuclear, lithium. And that means the Russians have a transportable H-bomb.
I've already told the president.
Yeah, Eisenhower's real happy about this.
Yeah, to start running the ship when it begins to sink. How the hell did they beat us?
That doesn't matter. Sakharov beat Teller, period.
You seem unusually calm, LeMay.
I am unusually confident, Mr. Strauss. Anybody who had any idea of scrapping Teller's H-bomb, now, no game.
Bikini is 9 months off. Much bigger. We can't afford any miscarriage.
We get the PR boys to build it up to something special, start a little fire. The country's got to believe that we had a good reason for taking more time. I was on the phone with Hoover. Any commie protester who opens his mouth, the FBI has a green light to bash it shut. They're also going to reopen the files of all the questionable scientists from the lowest to the highest. And that includes Oppenheimer. Listen, Lewis, the Air Force wants his hide. And if the FBI doesn't get it, then Joe McCarthy will. And that means one hell of a stink.
I prefer the FBI. Without exceptions.
Here's some more. Mr. Hoover wants a summary as soon as possible.
This is absurd. They're trying to make me sound like a Russian agent.
I understand that. But the wheels have been set in motion. And the only way that you can stop them is by resigning. Then your file will simply go into the archives.
Resign? Oh, come on, that would be giving credence to this crap. It's out of the question.
then there's going to be a terrible mess.
I don't care. I'm going to fight it.
Even after Truman gave the green light, he did everything he could to slow down the program.
Edward, don't say anything against him.
Not him, his ideas. Oppenheimer chose to put himself through this. Strauss gave him a chance.
Edward, please.
I will answer the questions, Mitzi. I will only answer the questions.
Is it your intention in anything that you are about to testify to suggest that Dr. Oppenheimer is disloyal to the United States?
I do not want to suggest anything of the kind. Oppenheimer is an intellectually most alert and very complicated person. And I think it would be presumptuous and wrong on my part if I would try in any way to analyze his motives.
Do you or do you not believe that Dr. Oppenheimer is a security risk?
In a great number of instances, I understood that Dr. Oppenheimer acted in a way which, for me, was exceedingly difficult to understand. I totally disagreed with him in numerous issues, and his actions, frankly, appeared to me confused and complicated. To this extent, I feel that I would like to see the vital interests of this country in hands which I understand better and therefore trust more.
Even Hans, but he was one of Edward's best friends.
Yes. Since Oppenheimer was sacked from the commission, Beth doesn't want to see Edward again. I saw Edward the other day at the university club. It was terrible. Colleagues, friends, refused to shake hands with him. They were avoiding him like he was a leper.
He could have said nothing at that hearing. He didn't have to say anything.
You know Edward.
This is last call. Anybody left on the island? Anybody left on the island? Okay, boys. It's all clear. Let's get the hell out of here.
The drinks are here. Thank you.
Thank you. If this is anything like what happened to WWII, you're in for an incredible show.
We are well outside the security zone here, aren't we?
You're 60 miles from point zero, still front row center, but no need to worry. There's not a hint of life any closer. Everyone has been evacuated. The closest civilian ships are Japanese trawlers 120 miles away.
Okay, good night. Okay, away you go. That's it, Charlie. Oh, Jimmy, want to listen to the radio? All right, Dad.
Ayun!
Hey, hey!
وهالطنو شو هالقلب لوريا طنويا وقال موجود طايلة من هاي انتم موجود طايلة من هاي عيونا لهما عيونا
Okay, let her go. Son of a gun.
Colonel,
Yeah.
the wind is shifting.
Damn it.
Fallout's heading for some of our ships and the inhabited islands.
Now hear this. Now hear this. All hands below deck. All hands below deck. This is no drill. This is no drill.
なんだこれ雪そうか雪が雪じゃねえかこれなんだこれ雪があるわけねえだろお前
It could have been worse. If they were on the north side of this island, they would have gotten a fatal dose.
Okay, you guys.
He wants to know when his people can return to their homes.
1 year, 10 years, 100 years, maybe never. How should I know? Tell them California is a beautiful place. Okay, come on, kids, come on. This way. That's it. Hurry up, now, come on. Come on, that's okay. Now, off you go. Come on, keep moving here, come on. That's it.
Hey, tell that guy he can't bring the plane.
Now hear this. All hands remain below deck until further notice. Hands remain below deck until further notice.
Stage 1, A-bomb fission. Stage 2, the release of heat permitting fusion. Stage 3, a third fission reaction with refined uranium-238 packaging the whole thing. It's stage 3 that probably gave us this unexpected result.
And we talk, we got 10 megatons. We expected 5. Here we got 15. We expected 7. How much will Dr. Teller's next test be?
15 megatons.
15. It could mean 30. 2,000 times more powerful than Hiroshima. After what we've just seen, my God. I'm going to recommend to President Eisenhower that he cancel the next test program. How about the Micronesians?
Some are already sick, burns on the skin, and there are 2 pregnant women.
Get them to the States as fast as possible. Give the families something, some livestock, a couple of pigs, maybe. And, gentlemen, I don't have to tell you of the need for secrecy here. No direct words to anyone. If there's any information, it will come from the Pentagon or from the White House.
おい、アキラ、これ本当に大丈夫なのかよ。おかしいなぁ。いつも同じように料理したわけだけどな。もう少し連絡取れるよ、東京の。みんな同じだよ。どうしたらいいでしょうね。俺は日本に帰った方がいいと思うんだけどな。ごめんな。
are today's headlines. Several of the fishermen of the Japanese fishing trawler, the Lucky Dragon, are in hospital and in critical condition. The anti-nuclear protests have spread from Japan to other countries. In England, the Labour Party has demanded a ban on all further nuclear testing. Radioactive fallout has been detected over Australia. Air samples are being monitored over all of Southeast Asia. Adding to the furor, the president of the Atomic Energy Commission, Lewis Strauss, has declared that the H-bomb has the capacity to destroy any large city in the world. Moving to the Oppenheimer affair. For the first time since his dismissal from the AEC, the father of the atomic bomb has spoken out in an interview. When asked about the split in the scientific community, Oppenheimer replied that he forgives his enemies and that he does not bear any grudge.
Oh, you look worse than me, Missy. Listen, no more flowers, please.
Yes? We'll go to get some coffee.
So what about you, huh?
It's been a strain. It's not the bomb or the news. It's that Oppenheimer business.
And the bomb, huh?
Yes, I suppose.
Dr. Kirby?
I'm a traitor and a warmonger.
Do you have many friends left?
Well, not so many.
I've been studying my illness, you know. Very interesting. I should have spent my life on this. The defeat of cancer. Listen to me.
Enrico,
No, listen to me. I have a Nobel Prize and you don't, so I'm much smarter than you. I'm dying from cancer. Like Marie Curie, like so many others who played with the secrets of atomic life. Now we pay for it. I die, you live. You pay the greater price, like Prometheus. You brought the sun to earth. The sun to earth. Magnificent. As science, it was something truly magnificent.
Yeah.
General LeMay remained in the Air Force, rising to Chief of Staff. During the Vietnam War, he advocated bombing the North back into the Stone Age. In 1968, he was vice presidential candidate for George Wallace's unsuccessful bid for the presidency. Laura Fermi became a respected author of several books, including a history of wartime life at Los Alamos. She later became a pioneering voice against air pollution and for strict control of handguns. She died in 1977. John von Neumann became a member of the AEC in 1955 and championed the strategic use of nuclear-tipped ICBMs. He continued work on his beloved computers and died of cancer in 1957. George Kistiakowsky eventually became a principal advisor to President Eisenhower. He later became critical of American military and nuclear policy and campaigned actively for the peace movement. He died of cancer in 1982. General Groves retired from the Army in 1948. After writing his memoirs, he largely disappeared from public view. He died in 1970. Gertrude Weiss continued to practice medicine and teach. She edited Leo's vast collection of papers, as well as becoming deeply involved in organizing physicists into arms control activities. She died in 1981. Hans Bethe became a prime mover behind President Kennedy's 1963 Limited Test Ban Treaty. He won the Nobel Prize in 1967 for his research into how the sun produces energy. Klaus Fuchs served 9 years of his 14-year sentence for espionage. He was released in 1959 for good behavior and immediately returned to East Germany, where he achieved high rank in scientific circles. Robert Oppenheimer continued to teach and write as director of Princeton's Institute for Advanced Studies. He remained officially ostracized until 1963, when he received the AEC's highest award, the Fermi Prize. A broken man in the last decade of his life, he died of cancer in 1967. Leo Szilard continued his research in biology, producing brilliant original work in the areas of human growth, aging, and memory. He wrote and campaigned vigorously for nuclear arms control and the prevention of war, winning many awards for his scientific and peace activities. He died of cancer in 1964. Edward Teller continued to work on weapons development. He was an advisor to President Nixon and is considered to be a prime architect of President Reagan's Strategic Defense Initiative, the so-called Star Wars program.
Right now, Knowlton Nash brings you the day's top stories on The National next. Sunday Report takes an in-depth look at the week's top stories, talking with the reporters who were on the scene. Sunday Report with Peter Mansbridge on CBC Television.